Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. This is Nana Chats. Let's talk paying for law school. 5% of lawyers are black. Ground. It is okay for you to open up and swallow me now. I wanted to die. It's my padfolio. You see it? You see it? The judge was yelling, the prosecution was yelling, the defense was yelling, like everybody was yelling.
My story, man.
Okay, so I know it's been a while since I just sat here and talked to y'all, so I'm back. You feel me? I missed this. I missed this. This is what I missed you. This is what I missed. So I'm back. This idea came from one of the comments I got from one of my new subscribers who asked about cheaper options regarding law school. When I saw that comment, I actually realized that a lot of people just don't go to law school at all just because, you know, they can't pay for it, or they don't know how they would pay for it. Also, looking at the amount that you would have to pay for law schools can be very overwhelming and can stop you completely from even looking at going to law school. But there are some options that you have, right? Some free money, some scholarships, and all that can help you with paying for law school. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm also going to talk about a few things that you should consider before applying to law school so that you kind of plan and map out how much money you might have to pay to go to law school. Cool? Alright, let's get straight into it. Number one, I would say try to get the best grade you can get on the LSAT. Now, what does the LSAT have to do with paying for law school? Well, not every law school gives merit-based scholarships. Actually, from the research I did, a lot of schools don't give merit-based scholarships, especially the top tier schools and stuff like that. But the schools that do give out merit-based scholarships, they look at your undergraduate GPA and your LSAT score to determine whether they're going to give you that scholarship. So if your undergraduate GPA and the score that you have on the LSAT are both higher than the median scores that they usually admit to the school, then you could possibly get a merit-based scholarship for those two reasons. So try to get the highest grade you could get. It could really help out with merit-based scholarships. Number two, I would say before you go to law school, do your research, right? And think thoroughly through things. So let me look at my notes because I wrote a lot to think about. Do you want to go to the school with a prestigious name? So a lot of these schools with these highly prestigious names and stuff like that cost a lot of money. You feel me? So is that something that you really want to do, is go to a school with a very prestigious name? Do you mind going out of state for school? Going out of state for school is not an amazing option, especially because most of the time when you go out of state for school, it'll cost more than your in-state school would cost. But from being in law school, I know that there are some people who actually came from out of state because my school offered them the most money to come. So if that is something you would be willing to do, then you can look up schools out of state that offer a good amount in scholarships to a good amount of students and apply there and see if you'd be willing to move if they give you a lot of money to go to school there. Google. Google is your friend. Okay? You need to Google the local public schools in your area, right? The public law schools. Do you want to go to a public law school as opposed to a private law school? All of that goes into it. The public law schools are funded by the government, while the private law schools are funded by private donors, like every other thing. You know, public is funded usually by the government, private is funded usually by private donors. So because public law schools are funded by the government, they are a bit cheaper than the private law schools, which are, whew, it's a lot of bread you gotta throw at those people. Going to a public law school,
do you boo-boo?
You go into law school, right? You get in that JD, right? Okay. If you trust your work ethic, you know you can do it, you know you can get to where you need to be, then, I mean, I know that may seem very naive and idealistic, but to be honest, we don't want to be in cycles of debt. So if a public law school is a better option for you, look up the public law schools that are in your area and how much they charge. Also, with doing that research, you should look up what options each school has for financial aid in their school. So do they give out scholarships? Do they give out grants, etc., etc.? Number three on the list is looking up scholarships. There are some scholarships that you're going to have to look for, dig a little bit, but you can find. Some schools offer merit-based scholarships, some schools offer need-based scholarships, but a note about the merit-based scholarships. If you go into a school with a merit-based scholarship, you might have to comply with some terms and conditions, you feel me? My school if you get basically everything paid for, you need to stay in the top, 25% of the class, I think it is, or something like that. That's just an example, right? And if you go below that, then they take some of your scholarship away, take until you get to the point where they don't give you a scholarship anymore. But you do get a chance to gain that scholarship back. Either way, that's something to think about when thinking about the scholarships they're going to give you. You need to be on your A game, period. But other than that, there are scholarships that you can apply for outside of the school scholarships. There are diversity scholarships. I'm just going to list off a few here. The LSAC, which is the Law School Admissions Council website, lists just a few scholarships that are available to law school students, right? So I'm going to put that link in the description below. All of these links that I'm going to talk about right now are going to go in the description box below. For example, the American Bar Association has a legal opportunity scholarship fund. Yale Law School has a webpage that lists outside scholarships as well. I'm going to put that link in the description box below. The NAACP has a legal defense and educational fund, so that's good. And there are so many more scholarships, big and small. Some give out a lot of money to one student, some give out maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000, but those are really good for books. So the best thing for you to do is just to look into all of your options, try and apply for as many scholarships as possible to see what comes back to you. Number 4, consider working for some time before law school to save up for law school, or be a part-time student and work part-time. Now, none of these are easy, right? Like, who wants to work and go to law school at the same time? Law school is very taxing, very stressful, so working and being a law student at the same time, if you're doing that, kudos to you. I really do like big up for real. Both of these things might make your journey to getting your JD a little bit longer, but as long as you get it, boo. Get it how you need to get it, boo. Like, just get it, sis. So yeah, definitely look into those options. The thing is, even if you work at the same time as being a part-time student, you may still have to take out some loans. Or if you work before going to law school, you may still not save up $150,000 or more than $150,000 to go to the law school that you are going to go to. But you're minimizing the amount of loans that you're going to have to take out and pay back later, and that's always good. Now, just a quick thing on that, there are time limits. I don't know if this is for every school, but some schools have time limits. For example, my school has a time limit. So once you start your 1L year, you have 5 years to get your JD, right? At most. You can't go past 5 years. So just remember, keep those time limits in mind. But part-time students, of course, they have a smaller class load that gets spread out over more time, rather than full-time students who probably have, you know, the 3 years to get their JD. Number 5, if all else fails and you don't know what else to say and you can't find the words to pray, fill out FAFSA. You feel me? So I know a lot of people don't want debt, especially in this day and age, and law school can add on a lot of debt. And the thing is, if you already got loans in undergrad, that's debt on top of law school debt. So we understand people don't want debt. As I was saying before, there are options. There are scholarship options and stuff like that. Now, not everybody's going to get a merit scholarship or a need-based scholarship, because there's some people that are in that weird middle space where it's like, the government or whoever is going to try and give me this scholarship is going to look at the amount my parents make or the amount that I make and not going to give me any money, but I still can't pay for school. So not everybody's going to get a need-based scholarship. Not everybody's going to get a merit scholarship. But like I said, there are diversity scholarships. There are a lot of different, like, if you're a veteran, there are scholarships. Different scholarships for different reasons. Maybe you write a really good essay about something, social justice or whatever, you get a scholarship. Those, even though they might not pay for everything, can pay for something. And then you go to FAFSA and you go to the government, you feel me? And they help you pay for school. Now, there are the, you know, regular federal subsidized, unsubsidized loans, etc., etc. There's a PLUS loan for graduate students. So yeah, FAFSA should be able to help you out with that. There are also private loans. From the research that I've done, A lot of people are like, don't do that private loan stuff. Don't even touch that. Like, don't go over there. Don't do that. So I don't know. Some are saying definitely go to private loans. They might have better options for you than the government has regarding paying it back and all that kind of stuff. So as with everything I've said in this video, you have to do your research on that. Yeah, this is all very overwhelming, but law school is overwhelming. Things in life are overwhelming. We got to get over it, you feel me? So FAFSA is an option. There is a loan forgiveness program, but it's kind of ridiculous a little bit, you feel me? Like, so let me tell you about it. So if you work for, let me read it to you. If you work for the government, okay, after law school, and start paying back your balance on your student loans every month on time for 10 years straight, then they'll forgive the rest of the loans. 10 years? Like I said, do your research, explore all your options, and if you can't find anything else, there's always FAFSA. If you go to a public school, a public law school, and you get money from FAFSA and the public law school is able to give you some money in scholarships and grants, then your, balance at the end of the day won't be as huge, overwhelming, and scary as the balance of some people who might have gone to private school and, took out loans for all of it. So you kind of gotta, put things together, add it up a little bit, put things here, move things around here, and see how you can pay off law school. So yes, hopefully this video helped y'all out. Try getting as many scholarships, grants, all that as possible. Look into that. If you can look into that early, that would be really good. Earlier than like the first day of law school. Look into that early and see which scholarships you can get. Also, while you're in law school, there are a couple of different options for scholarships. I think they dwindle off a little bit. There are definitely more before you enter into law school, but while you're in law school, there are fellowships and scholarships that can help you out, maybe give you a stipend for your books and stuff like that. So it's not impossible. People have done it. We don't want to be in debt for the rest of our lives. So we kind of want to be smart about the way we borrow money or take money, especially from the government. So we want to look into working before law school, being a part-time student and working part-time. One of the websites I looked at was like Ask Your Family for help, but I don't know how many of y'all would want to ask it. And I'm not talking about your immediate family, like other family. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. But at the same time, like, if you have family that can help you out, maybe you could talk to them about it. Not everybody has family that can help them out. Like, we are not Donald Trump. We don't have our dad who can give us a small loan of $1 million, you feel me? So try all the free money options. Find as many as you can. Apply to as many as you can. And see how much you can get from those. And then cover the rest with financial aid if you really have to. Not all of us are going to get out of law school and work in the most amazing firm and make $200,000 a year for our first year out of law. Like, it's not gonna happen. We're not all gonna be there. I know myself, I'm probably not gonna be there. So paying off law school is hard, and a lot of people should be working towards financial freedom. So I don't even want to be in America for the rest of my life. So so definitely try out all these options that I mentioned in this video. I hope this helped out a lot. I hope this also helped to take the burden off of your shoulders. I know all of this can be super overwhelming. You have to think about money, you have to think about LSAT, you have to think about all of that. Also, when you get into law school, there's going to be a lot of different things that kind of cost you some money, so that's kind of scary for a lot of people. But it has been done. You feel me? If I could do it, you could do it. Okay? There are people that I know that even don't do as well as my parents have done, and they're in law school and they're doing it. So you can do it. Do it. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, we are here to grow together. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all another time. Bye.